On May 12, Chinese smartphone manufacturer OPPO announced the closure of its chip design subsidiary, ZEKU Technology, ZEKU, which caused a stir in the industry. In the past 2 years of the boom in domestic smartphone makers manufacturing their own chips, OPPO had been one of the major players with significant publicity, and the total number of ZEKU employees has reached more than 3,000. According to reports from mainland Chinese media, OPPO responded that, after careful consideration, the company decided to terminate the ZEKU business. This is a difficult decision, and we will handle the matter properly. OPPO's self-developed chip business started around 2019, and in almost 4 years, the total number of ZEKU employees has reached more than 3,000. In addition to the Shanghai headquarters, the company has branches in Chengdu, Shenzhen, the United States, and Japan. According to enterprise search platform Kuaichacha, ZEKU Technology, Shanghai, Co., Limited was established on August 15, 2019, with OPPO holding a 100% stake. In February 2020, at the OPPO Future Technology Conference, OPPO announced that it would continue to invest 50 billion Chinese yuans, $7.7 billion in R&D expenses, including chip investment, over the next 3 years starting in 2020. OPPO's Mariana's X, the world's first 6nm image-dedicated NPU chip released in December 2021, and Mariana's Y, the self-developed flagship Bluetooth audio SoC chip released in December 2022, are both products of ZEKU Technology. In the past 2 years of the boom in domestic smartphone manufacturers making their own chips, OPPO was one of the major players with a high-profile presence. However, on May 12, the Chinese smartphone manufacturer announced the closure of its chip design subsidiary, ZEKU, which has caused a stir in the industry. According to mainland Chinese media reports, OPPO responded by stating that after careful consideration, the company has decided to terminate ZEKU's operations. This was a difficult decision, and we will handle related matters properly. OPPO's self-developed chip business began around 2019, and in nearly 4 years, ZEKU's total number of employees has reached more than 3,000. In addition to its Shanghai headquarters, the company has branches in Chengdu, Shenzhen, the United States, and Japan. According to enterprise search platform Kuaichacha, ZEKU Technology, Shanghai, Co., Limited was established on August 15, 2019, and is wholly owned by OPPO. At the OPPO Future Technology Conference in February 2020, the company announced that it would continue to invest 50 billion Chinese yuans, $7.7 billion, in research and development over the next 3 years, including chip investment. OPPO's ZEKU Technology was behind the company's global first 6nm image-specific NPU chip, the Mariana X, released in December 2021, and the self-developed flagship Bluetooth audio SoC chip, the Mariana Y, released in December 2022. Currently, ZEKU has sent an internal letter to all employees stating that the company has made a shareholder decision to dissolve ZEKU Technology, Shanghai, Co., Limited and its wholly owned subsidiaries and branches from May 12, 2023, and terminate all labor contracts. The letter states that for new hires who have not yet reported for duty, they can choose to join other departments of OPPO or receive N+3 compensation. According to insiders, the closure of ZEKU Technology is a decision made by the OPPO board to shrink the company's operations. It is understood that the mobile phone industry is currently facing uncertain development pressures. As a globally significant market for smartphones, the Chinese market's annual smartphone sales volume fell below 300 million in 2022, and the industry is expected to take at least another 2 years to recover. Even the previously high-growth Indian smartphone market saw a double-digit decline in the first quarter of this year. When ZEKU Technology announced the termination of its operations, it caused a stir in the industry, and most voices expressed surprise. According to ZEKU Technology employees, "We received a sudden notice from the company after work last night, saying that there would be a major IT upgrade, and we don't need to come to the company today, but we must attend the all-staff meeting on time, monthly online meeting." Then the company announced this news suddenly today, without any warning, and now everyone is still in a daze. Regarding the job market, a headhunter stated that nearly 3,000 people entered the market and salaries dropped directly to the bottom. Some executives are willing to cut their salaries by $1 million and seek new jobs, but even so, they may not be able to find more suitable positions. An industry insider said, "Similar termination of businesses may happen frequently in the future, as the salary for chip talent is too high and companies cannot afford it." Recently, many of China's leading semiconductor companies disclosed their first quarter 2023 earnings, and most of them experienced a decline in net profit, with several even suffering losses. As the largest chip manufacturer in China, Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation, SMIC, achieved operating revenue of 10.209 billion yuan in the first quarter of this year, a year-on-year decrease of 13.9%, and a net profit of 1.591 billion yuan, a year-on-year decrease of 44%. As early as 2014, in order to reduce reliance on imports of chips from Europe and the US, the Chinese authorities announced the establishment of the National Integrated Circuit Industry Investment Fund, which focused on investing in the integrated circuit chip manufacturing industry, while also considering the industries of chip design, packaging and testing, equipment, and materials. The first phase of the fund raised more than 130 billion yuan. Since then, China has launched the Chip Leap Forward movement. According to data from Kuaichacha, as of July 20, 2020, there were a total of 45,300 chip-related enterprises in China. According to previous reports by mainland media, as of early October 2020, there were over 50,000 companies related to chips nationwide, with 12,700 new chip companies established in the first half of 2020 alone, and the industry's total investment amounted to 10 trillion yuan. However, due to the long investment cycle of the chip industry and blind investment by various enterprises, shortages have emerged in professional talents, raw materials, equipment, and follow-up funds. In recent years, news of project failures or bankruptcies in the semiconductor field have been reported one after another, resulting in heavy losses in many places. According to 21 Caixin, as of the end of April 2022, at least 80% of chip projects nationwide have encountered investment problems. An industry insider revealed that in the early years of the National Integrated Circuit Industry Investment Fund, some semiconductor factories clearly only cost more than 200 million yuan to build, but they claimed that the cost of building the factory was nearly 2 billion yuan to the outside world, and there were many non-transparent areas in between. In October last year, the U.S. Department of Commerce announced comprehensive measures to restrict chip sales to China, prohibiting companies that use U.S. technology, software, or equipment from selling certain advanced semiconductors to China. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said at the time, "We must maintain the greatest possible advantage in the field of high-tech, such as microchips." Professor Lin Chengnan of the Department of Electrical Engineering at National Taiwan University stated that the Chinese government does not have the ability to compete with the Western world in the semiconductor industry. The United States government has formed a chip alliance called Chip 4 with Taiwan, Japan, and South Korea, and has reached a high consensus with the Dutch government to restrict the sale of ASML lithography machines to China, causing a huge blow to China's development of the semiconductor industry and military-civilian integration.